here in Egypt, Sister Rانيا البليدى. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Hadith Tonight.
Hello.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Yes, how are you? Yes.
All right. We're very concerned about the status of Tunisia, the peace and security there. As you know, they were struck with the third major attack this year. I want to ask you about the non-Arab countries, particularly Europe and the United States and beyond, and how you think that these kinds of attacks will affect these countries and their policies and practices.
You know that Tunisia, it is not only the first or the only incident of terrorism that suffered terrorism. Many countries like Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, but the latest incident is regarded as the most prominent one. Especially that Tunisia, at least about 14 people were killed by targeting a bus of Tunisian presidential guards along major streets in the center of the capital. It is not only, or it's not the only incident. Previously, Tunisia also has suffered 2 men this year targeting its tourism industry. As you know, that a gunman previously killed about 38 foreigners at a beach hotel in June, and I think in June and in March.
Right.
I'm sorry, I think in June, yes. Another incident in March, gunmen also killed about 21 tourists in an attack at the Badi Museum in Tunisia. It is not the only incident in Tunisia. It's the general atmosphere in the Arab arena. As we know also, as you know, that in Egypt, the latest incidents in Sinai, it's a catastrophe. Also in Libya, and so on and so on. I think that terrorism, it is not a new phenomena. Arab countries, years ago, Arab countries suffered this phenomena. And the new thing is that, or the most important thing is that what happened in France, I think is that the international community didn't react until this incident happens. Why now? Terrorism affect extending to foreign countries,
yes.
Other foreign countries, not only the Arab arena.
Yeah. Sister Rانيا, I want to ask you one last question before we let you go. About, following the most recent attacks that were carried out, the second major attack in Paris this year, what do you think we can expect in terms of policy shifts?
Yes, I think that the policy will change. The international community always uses the double standard policy. Yes, and now I think that there will be something new, especially after attacks in Paris or in France. Terrorism effect will be extended to the foreign, or already extended to the foreign countries, not only the Arab arena. And the foreign countries didn't recognize that they will be a target for this terrorism. We know that many countries started to make statements. For example, France said that it is in the process of crafting its own resolution in response to the Paris attacks. Also, Russia submitted, I think, that a revised draft UN Security Council resolution aimed also at coordinating international efforts to fight terrorism. Also, there was a reaction from Britain. Another reaction also from the United Nations. As we know that UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon urged Russia, United States and the foreign countries to cooperate in rooting out terrorism. Why now? Why now? Terrorism, it is not a new phenomenon. United Nations try to gather ideas from members towards a joint counter-terror strategy. I think that is, we suffer, since many years ago, we suffer from this phenomenon.
Yeah.
But I think that when terrorism started to touch the foreign or great powers, they started to make statements and to call for new strategies to counter terrorism.
Yes, Sister Rani El-Belidy, thank you so much for joining us. Salam alaikum to you, Sister.
Okay, thanks, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes. All right. We, of course, we're going to continue to look with great concern and interest